Printify just announced a long-awaited feature for their platform, and that is gift messages for your Etsy print-on-demand business. It's not available from all print providers, but there is some automation involved, so let's take a closer look. All right, so you may have received this email notification from Printify like I did recently, announcing that now Printify is going to offer gift messaging for certain print providers, and they named the few right in the email here. And so here they are named right here: Demonity, Duplium, Monster Digital, Print Clever, and SwiftPOD. Now, Demonity, Monster Digital, and SwiftPOD, they are the United States, while Duplium is Canada and Print Clever is the UK. However, important to note, this is not available with all print providers at this time. Now, another important thing to note is that these are not free because these are not packing slips. So, for example, on Printful, they offer free gift messaging on their packing slips because they are already including a packing slip with all their orders. However, with Printify, the print providers don't usually include a packing list with the orders that they fulfill. So on Printify, this is not going to be free, and as it's pictured here in the email, it's going to be like a custom insert rather than a packing slip. That does mean you have a little more control over the design of it. However, let's talk about the cost. So the cost is the same as your custom inserts. Right now, print providers also, you can enable custom branded inserts as well to offer coupon codes, request reviews, things like that. And this is going to work very similarly. So it's going to cost 15 cents per order with the free Printify plan, or 10 cents per order with Printify Premium. Now, one interesting thing here is that all messages are automatically added to your order when the buyer adds them to their purchase on Etsy. So we need to talk about exactly how that works, but that is an interesting feature here. We won't have to manually add the gift message. It should come over automatically. And of course, we're going to test that. But first, let's take a look at where we enable this feature and how to design that insert for the gift message. If we go over in our left menu on Printify, we're going to go to Store Settings. And then on the top menu here where our different tabs are, you're going to find Gift Messages, which is now the last option. First, we have to turn this on. So if we hit that little toggle there, that will enable our gift messages. And there is something important to note here, that gift messages are currently unavailable for express delivery orders and may also be limited by order routing. So if you're using that new express delivery option, then your gift messages will not apply. But the additional setup we need to do here is to go ahead and design our gift message insert. And we can do that by clicking on Edit Template down here. Notice this indicates gift messages support up to 150 characters. We'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second. But let's click on Edit Template here. And for the automation to work, there is a fixed text field here that we can't change this, but we can change the font and the color, as well as the orientation here. So we can change it from center to left or right aligned. We can change the font color if we want it to be a different color. So you can pick any font that you like there, and then this field you can't change, like I mentioned, because this is what will automatically populate based on what comes through on the order. However, we can still change the background color. So we can, on the right side of the menu here, we can change the background color using the preset colors or any hex code that we want to enter. And we can also still add design layers, so we can actually make a background that's branded for this as well. So for example, here we can place our logo anywhere we want in the design. And if you want to create your own custom design for, the entire background, you certainly can do that too. The print area size is down here in the corner, 1795 by 1193. So for example, on Canva, we could create a new design and make it a custom size here, and then just go ahead and make a full design for the background. We could also search for a template here. For example, some of these ones that are for like gift cards, one of these types of templates, get rid of the area that's going to cover up the text, maybe bring this up. You could actually leave the text from this template as is. Let's try this one. I'm just going to download this one as a PNG here. And there you go. So that actually looks really nice in my opinion. And that only took a couple of seconds of searching for a template on Canva. And it was, of course, made for a gift card, but I think this is very fitting. Oh, and I covered up the layer with my logo on it. So you could just grab that layer in the right navigation there, drag it up, and then get that placed wherever you need to. All right, so if we hit Save Template there in the bottom right corner, that will take us back to our settings menu. It'll show you a little preview there of what it's going to look like. And as long as we have that enabled, now this will come through automatically on an order from one of the supported print providers. So what do you need to do on Etsy to make this actually happen? Well, there is only one setting for this. And on your Etsy seller dashboard, you need to go to Settings in the left navigation and then Options. And then it is on the first tab here under Options and the Shop Options section. If we scroll down here, it is Offer Gift Message. That's the setting that we're looking for, so it's right there. And so what we would need to do is click Enable on that, and then scroll to the bottom of the page and hit the Save button to make sure that that is actually enabled. So with that enabled, let's take a look at what it looks like for the customer. If I just go ahead and go through purchasing one of these t-shirts from my shop that is fulfilled by Monster Digital, we'll add that to my cart, and then we will go to checkout. Now, once we're in our cart here, there's a couple things to look for as a customer. Of course, we wouldn't be doing this as the seller, but this is what the customer would be seeing. They would have the option to add a note to the seller, and this is something that's totally separate from gift messages. Sometimes you do have customers do this and put a gift message in this field because they're not sure where to put it. So if we look right below that, there is a checkbox to indicate this order is a gift, and then that will enable the add gift message option here. So once that's enabled in your shop, this is what basically you're turning this on, because without gift messages enabled, they will not get this little extra checkbox once they check off that the order is a gift. So here's where they can enter their gift message. And I also want to point out, this is a 150 character limit field. So that perfectly matches up with the settings on Printify, which means you will not get any gift messages that are over the maximum that Printify can use. All right, so there's a sample gift message in there. Let's go ahead and check out and then see how this order comes through on Printify. All right, so if we take a look at the order here in our Printify account, we can see it came through. It is a Monster Digital product, so that is supported for gift messages. And you can actually see the gift message right here in the bottom part of the order page. It does indicate we have a production cost of 10 cents for this gift message because I do have Printify Premium. And if we click on the image of the gift message, it actually shows you the text that's going to display. And there you go. The text that was entered on Etsy came through exactly as it was entered in our selected font with our selected template background. It looks perfect. So I can go ahead and submit this order to production, and Monster Digital will include this insert with the gift message on it, and we're all set. And if I had automatic order submission, this would just go to production automatically. So it does seem to work exactly the way that Printify described it. No problem. Just a couple other quick things I wanted to point out about this. I will link to this page in the description of this video. This is just a help page in the Printify Help Center about these new gift messages. And I just want to point out a couple quick things here. So first of all, I want to note gift messages are currently unavailable for manual orders. So that means if you manually create an order, you won't be able to add a gift message. It only works through that automation coming through Etsy. And as I mentioned earlier, it's also unavailable currently for express delivery orders. So if that's the shipping method that you're using, you won't be able to enable gift messages. Also, just a couple things to point out that are on this page. If you happen to get an order for multiple products that come from different print providers and they are both part of this program where they participate, you'll actually get more than one gift message. So for example, if an order was placed with Monster Digital and with SwiftPOD, and you have these gift messages enabled, then you're actually going to get that same gift message insert printed from each one of them. And I do believe you would be charged for each one, so you'd get charged twice. And also, if you're using the custom branded inserts, they would also print those separately. So if you get an order for a product from Monster Digital, say like we just showed with the example, and I also had enabled the custom branded package inserts, then one of each, they would both go, and I'd be charged for each one. So I'd actually pay 20 cents instead of 10 cents just for that one order because I would be getting a custom branded insert and a gift message in the same package. Also, something to point out, you cannot manually edit the gift message and you cannot manually add the gift message, as I mentioned earlier on manual orders. But even if it came through already on a Printify order, you cannot edit it. So if we hop back over here to the order page, I can click on this to see the example of it, but there's no way for me to edit that gift message. So if the customer messed that up and asks you to edit or change the gift message, you won't be able to do it. You would have to cancel the order and have them place a new order. Now, I'm not sure if that capability is coming in the future, but I'll keep an eye on it. And if I do hear about any upgrades to this where you would be able to edit the gift message in the future. I'll put a comment down under the video and I'll update the description just to clarify that. But for now, you cannot manually edit that gift message once it comes over. All right, the only other thing I want to point out for this is something for you to consider, and it has to do with the setting for allowing these gift messages or enabling gift messages. There is no individual listing or listing section, shop section, where you can enable or disable these gift messages. It is one setting at the shop level. So you are enabling gift messages for any order that you receive when you turn this on. So this is something you have to keep in mind, because if you enable this, then customers can request a custom gift message on any of your listings, and they may not all be listings who are with print providers that can actually, deliver on the gift message. For example, let's say you sell mugs in your Etsy shop and you use print provider District Photo in the United States. That print provider does not do gift messages. So if you get an order for a mug in your shop with a gift message request on it, you'll have to send a message to the customer to tell them that unfortunately you can't actually, use that gift message. And there's no way to disable that for just your mug listings because there's only this one setting. So that's just something to keep in mind if you have an Etsy print-on-demand shop with lots of different print providers and a lot of them are not participating in this yet. Then you have to kind of proceed with caution, because if you enable this, you're enabling it for every listing in your shop. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know down in the comments if it was helpful and if you have any questions about this. Let me know your experiences with the gift messages on Printify if you enable it and kind of how it's going for you. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button if the video was helpful for you, and don't forget to subscribe to the POD Insights channel if you haven't already. Thank you to all subscribers. I really do appreciate your support.